Welcome to ProKitchen WebPlanner. We've developed WebPlanner to be an interactive online design tool that your customers can take home with them and use to design their kitchen in the comfort of their own home. WebPlanner is Java-based and works on all browsers, and it comes complete with your catalogs that are kept updated through catalog updates. By using WebPlanner, your customers will be able to design their kitchen using your catalogs with all of the finishes and door styles available. Now we'll do our first demo here using the sample catalog, and to get going with, we'll start from the very beginning. Once we've opened WebPlanner, we need to start building walls. So we're going to click on our sketch tool up here. We're going to come down, and wherever we start our walls, we want to click and then move the direction that we want our walls to be building. So we're going to start with our first wall here, and we want this first wall to be about 30 inches, or exactly 30 inches in this case. My next wall is going to be 159 inches, and I'm just simply going to type these in, hit enter on my keyboard, and allow the computer to do the work for me. My final wall, I don't want a final wall, so I'm going to enter 0 and enter on my keyboard, and here are my walls. Now I want to turn off the construction zone here because it's in my way, and so I want to go down to my wall attributes, which is hiding off my screen here. Wall number 1, attributes, and I want to turn my zone off. It's going to eliminate my zone. Now my zone is this little area out here, and this is going to be the spot where I can place my cabinets. So to get started with here, I've already got my design in my head, so you don't need your design in your head to get started with this. You can put it in however you want and play with it by rearranging your cabinets. But for our tutorial purposes, we'll use an already established design. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start with my base cabinets. Start with a base 9. And I want that guy to be 30 inches from my left wall, so I have room for a small apartment size refrigerator in there. So if you look up in my info panel here, those measurements change as I move my mouse. It's a typable field, so I'm just simply going to enter 30 because I want it to the left wall, and hit the enter button. It's going to place that cabinet 30 inches from the wall. I'm going to come over here now and I'm going to grab a sink base cabinet. We're just going to drop it in right next to it. And I always start with my base cabinets, except for I want a slightly larger sink base cabinet. To delete a cabinet, you just simply click on it to highlight it, hit delete on your keyboard, or you can do it the hard way by selecting the cabinet, dropping all the way down to delete. But it's much easier to highlight and use your keypad. Next cabinet I want to stick in there is a small drawer base. We're going to stick an 18 in there. And I want this guy to be 24 inches from that sink base, so I'm going to take my 72-inch measurement, add 24, enter 96, and hit enter on my keyboard. Leaves me a spot for my dishwasher. I want one more base cabinet in there. And we're going to do a 36-inch in there. Now that we have all of our base cabinets placed, we can start with our wall cabinets. So we'll go back and close our base cabinets folder and open our wall cabinets. We want to start out with our over refrigerator cabinet. So grab that guy and drop him into place. You drop the cabinet next to it. These are just simply drag and drop. Come back up here and get our sink cabinet in. Fill that in with a full-size cabinet. And just like that, we have all of our wall cabinets set. We can change our catalog down to our appliances. And here we can start putting in our appliances. You can't quite see the descriptions here, so if you move your mouse up here, you can grab and change the size of that box. So we can drop down and grab our refrigerators. And we want one of these guys here. We'll just slide them in like that. And then we need a dishwasher in our next spot. So we can come over here and grab dishwashers. And that one will work. And then we need a stove in our last spot. So we come down to our ranges. And we'll do an electric range. And we'll do freestanding range number 2. We'll drop him in place. And now finally the hood. So we're going to go to our hoods, and I want this guy. So I'm just going to drop him right in there just like that. Zoom out just a little bit. So here's our almost completed design. We need a few more items left here. Let's go ahead next and place our countertop. So our countertop icon up here is relatively easy to use. We just come up, click on it, and we have countertop. I want to slide over and I want to make a little eating bar off of this side. So I'm going to go to countertop and edit. And I'm just simply going to click on the line and I'm going to drag it out here about 12 inches. And I know that's about 12 inches because my grid is a 12 inch by 12 inch square. Come out here and drag this guy out about 12 inches as well. Now I just want to radius the corners, and so I'm going to right click on the corner. I'm going to go to round. We're just going to slide that guy up there. We want to be round about that far. And again, and right about there. And one last time. And there we have a nice little eating bar. To exit the edit mode, we can either hit escape on our keyboard, or you can come up and click on the cursor button. That will get us out of the edit mode. And so the last thing we need to do is place a sink and a faucet. So we're going to come down to our catalog drop down menu. We're going to go to plumbing and kitchen fixtures and sinks. And I want a 2-basin sink here. And I just want a 31-inch 2-basin sink because I only have a 33-inch sink base. I'm just going to set in here. It's not centered up, but that's okay. We'll center it up here in a moment. And I'm going to come up and click on faucets. We're just going to grab a faucet and drop out there as well. Now I'm going to come back on my sink and I'll right click. I'm going to select my sink and I'm going to go down to center. And then I'm going to click on the cabinet I want it centered on, and it'll automatically center that in my cabinet. I'm going to do the same thing for the faucet. And center, and click on the cabinet, and now we're all centered up. We've got our basic design set out here, so now we are ready to take a look and see what we have. So I'm going to come up and click on 3D. And here we have our 3D image. We can rotate that around. You can use the controls up here to rotate, or you can use your mouse controls. By holding down a mouse button, you can move it and rotate it. And you can also come through and we can open our door styles, and we can choose different door styles for it. And we can select different knobs for it. And there's our 3D. You can close 3D. Now to save the design, we just simply come up, click on the save icon, and it'll save the design for us. And from here you can take that saved design, send it to your dealer. You can either email it or you can save it to disk and take it in. And once you save that and take it into them, then they can price it out for you and give you everything for your kitchen. So this has been the ProKitchen Web Planner video tutorial.